welcome. Thank you so much for joining us for the virtual college fair this evening. I have just a few housekeeping items to cover with you before we get started with the program. We have an awesome list of institutions for you to hear from tonight. You'll be able to use the Q&A at the bottom of your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. I would like to recommend that you list the school that you are interested in as far as the question. So list the school name, then the question, so they know who needs to respond to your question. This is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many sessions being offered, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. This is being recorded tonight, so it will be available for on-demand viewing later, and so will any of the other sessions that are happening this evening. And it will be available on that website where you registered. So again, don't hesitate to put those questions in the Q&A. Our panelists will be answering them before their presentation and after their presentation. So but without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our presenters. You're first going to hear from Colorado Mesa University.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today. My name is Mia, and I am the California Admissions Counselor for Colorado Mesa University. We are a medium public university in Western Colorado. So if you're not familiar with Colorado, we're literally the westernmost city in the state.
Mia, we're having a bit of a hard time hearing you. If you could just speak up just a little bit, that would really help.
Does this sound better?
Not yet. I mean, we can hear you, but not really well.
Okay,
that was better. That was better. Yes.
Okay. Tech issues, but thank you guys again for being here. Grand Junction, we are the westernmost city in Colorado. So 30 minutes past the Utah border, and we are about 3.5 hours away from Salt Lake City, Utah, and Denver, Colorado. So right in the middle. Right now, we have 11,000 students enrolled on campus. That is predominantly undergraduate. So just know that you're going to be around so many like-minded students, and you're going to have so many great opportunities from student life to outdoor recreation to, of course, your academics. With that 11,000 student population on campus, we have students from 35 different countries and 47 different states. So lots of diversity happening on campus. And I love to just know that more and more people are slowly starting to find out about Colorado Mesa. We do have 114 majors on our campus, the majority of those being direct entry. Some of the most popular programs that we have: business, nursing, criminal justice, and a wonderful teaching education program as well. To kind of highlight some of the main programs that we're known for, some of our most hands-on, because that's really what we're about at Colorado Mesa, is that applied learning, making sure that you're getting great experience. This picture you see in the top left, that is one of our students in the Criminal Justice Department. And she is actually at our Forensic Investigation Research Center. So our lovingly dubbed name for this on campus is the Body Farm. Essentially, humans are there that have donated their bodies to science. Our forensic students, our biology students get to have this hands-on research opportunity with them. So creepy for some of us, amazing for others. To the right, you see that picture of what looks to be a dining room. That is the restaurant in our new teaching hotel that opened up this semester. 60 rooms right in the middle of campus and 100% student ran. So hospitality management students are responsible for the day-to-day operations. Our culinary students are responsible for the restaurant in the hotel. And backtracking, our construction management students were the ones who built the hotel, and our graphic design students are who designed the marketing materials. Bottom left is a picture of some happy nurses, because our nursing department is wonderful. We actually have a hospital that is across the street from campus, renovated it, and made it our health sciences department. Our students get to work with these simulation dolls, and when it's time for our clinicals, we have 2 hospitals within 10 minutes of campus. And the bottom right is one of our students in the kinesiology program working with one of our cycling team members in the human performance lab, where they get to work with lots of state-of-the-art technology that I can't even begin to explain. But across the board, hands-on education is what you're getting at Colorado Mesa. When we talk about student life, we're really big on outdoor recreation, being outside. We have 300 days of sunshine, so even though you are leaving California, it's still going to be mild weather and not too hard of a transition for you. We're 40 minutes away from our nearest ski resort. We have 1,200 miles of hiking within an hour of campus and tons of great resources on campus to help connect you with those trips and excursions that we have. On campus, 190 clubs and organizations, everything from religious, cultural, political, community service clubs, and an amazing study abroad opportunity where you can study abroad at any country that we have a partnership with, paying the same exact tuition and fees that you would at Colorado Mesa. We have Division II athletics, 26 teams. Our cycling team is actually ranked #1 in the country right now, and we're really excited about that. And then to touch on financials, we are a WUI school. So you as a California resident, as long as you have a 2.5 or above, you immediately get that discounted tuition, $12,900 a year. You can see total cost of attendance, and our merit scholarships are stackable on top of that. Those go up to $6,000 a year for our California students. And we're really excited this year because we are test optional. So if you weren't able to test, do not stress. We can still find a way to admit you and get you these scholarships through our holistic review process. And then our admissions, super straightforward. We're on a rolling admission deadline, so our application is open right now. Once you fill out the application and get your transcripts to us, we will have a decision to you within 2 weeks. You can submit those test scores if you have them, but if not, again, don't stress about it. And with that, it is free application week at Colorado Mesa right now. So if you decide to apply today, your fee will be waived. But if you want to wait a little bit, that promo code #NewMavs will waive your $30 application fee. I look forward to connecting with you guys in the future and in the chat today. So thank you so much, and I hope to see your application for Colorado Mesa.
Thank you so much, Mia. Mia made a great point. Don't hesitate to put those questions in the chat. Next up, you're going to hear from the University of Advancing Technology. Lori, you're on mute.
Thank you so much. So good evening, Marin County. This is Lori with University of Advancing Technology in Tempe, Arizona. We're just a 2-hour flight from you. We have less than 1,000 students, only about 15 students a class, and we offer all technology degrees. We offer Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, as well as master's degrees. You can choose your favorite degree, and you'll have 8 elective classes to take classes from other degrees, or you can double major. Under digital arts, we offer digital video, including visual effects, digital marketing, advertising art, and web design. Under software engineering, we offer advancing computer science, data science, and artificial intelligence. Within our game studies degrees, we offer game design, virtual reality, game art and animation, and game programming. Business and innovation degrees we have include technology studies. This prepares you for careers in marketing, management, or owning your own company, and business technology, which focuses on product development. Cybersecurity degrees we have include network engineering. This is our IT degree, network security, and technology forensics. Under creation and simulation, we have robotics and embedded systems, human-computer interaction, and digital maker and fabrication, which is a design and manufacturing degree. We're regionally accredited through the Higher Learning Commission, which is recognized by the Department of Education. You can apply as a sophomore, junior, or senior in high school. It's free to apply. There's no SAT nor ACT required. We ask you 5 mini essay questions and combine it with your GPA to determine acceptance and scholarships. So what makes UAT unique? Well, our students attend all year round. So they're done with their bachelor's degree in 2 years and 8 months. They'll graduate with also an internship, which we help them get, and a student innovation project. So they'll have something to show. We have all kinds of clubs like esports that competes in Overwatch and Fortnite, anime, manga, League of Legends, as well as other clubs too. Thank you so much for taking the time to hear more about UAT. And I'll hand it back to Courtney.
Thank you, Lori. Everyone, don't hold back in putting in those questions in the chat. But next up, you get the opportunity to hear from the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design.
All right, let me just share my screen here. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Juliet, and this is the session for the Future Art Stars. I'm an artist myself, so I'm excited to share information with you about the premier art and design college in Denver, Colorado, named Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. Now, there's no doubt a lot of you are feeling some pressure to pick a college and get it right. And I want you to know I empathize with you. It's really a hard time to be a teenager. But you're here tonight, so you're doing your research. Everything should be okay. Now, in order to help you, I will bring forth the overarching information that you should know about REMCAD, and I'm going to show you examples of student work. That's going to be scrolling across the screen as I go through my slides. Now, listed, you'll see the Bachelor's of Fine Art degrees that we offer. And you can expect to receive a quality, well-rounded education. These are all accredited degrees which are held to a high measure of accountability. These programs lead to a variety of different creative careers and designed to teach you the skills of storytelling, sharpen your artistic voice and vision. Also, a number of courses are spread across the humanities and liberal arts that are going to help your breadth and depth of critical thinking, the knowledge of the world around you, and that will all intersect with your creative projects. Whether online or on campus, our commitment is to your future. So some of you might be asking the question, why art school? Can't I learn what I need to learn through YouTube and tutorials online? And the answer is this: 84% of the jobs obtained in the creative industry are through networking. So by attending events, connecting with other students, faculty members, and the alumni, you're building your network. So then the question to ask yourself is, why REMCAD? Well, small size class sizes with hands-on instruction, strong foundational skills that are going to help you develop your 2D, your 3D, digital, fine art, and critical thinking skill sets. And also our unique degree sequence has the creative student in mind. We basically have our students only take 2 classes every 8 weeks, which allows for a deeper exploration into the creative projects that they want to spend their time on. Now, I will say that mental health is definitely at a premium right now, so I wanted to acknowledge those services are available. And then other distinctions are at REMCAD, you'll be taught by professional artists, liberal arts professionals who have lived and worked in their respective industries. And we also celebrate originality. So if you think you're a little weird, that's okay. We think that weird stands for wonderful, exciting, interesting, real, and different. So stay weird. That's what makes you unique. Now I need to highlight our REMCAD Renew program. This is going to allow you to continue upgrading your skills in the degree after you graduate for free. That's right, I said it, free. Wow, what a return on your investment, right? So think about how technology is going to change in the next 10, 20, 30 years. You're going to be able to stay on top of your game, and that's because at REMCAD we have a lifelong learning philosophy. Students and alumni have access to our exclusive job boards, which include internships, professional development workshops, videos, career advising, all geared towards helping the student find their dream job. For instance, the alumni featured here, Paul Tranny, is quoted on how important it is to have been taught by professional experts working in the field. And Paul Tranny is a talented graphic designer. He works for Adobe Software, teaching and promoting their software. And you could find other alumni stories on our website at remced.edu if you'd like to peruse there. You'll see that other alumni have landed positions with Google, ESPN, BMW, DreamWorks, Disney, Pixar, Microsoft, just to name a few. So, you know, they say that success comes from getting involved. So these resources are really developed for you. They're going to allow our students to work together in a like-minded environment, not only to grow in their education, but allows for networking in the industries. Some of the events are open to the public. So if you're not a REMCAD student yet, you can RSVP for an event like the VASD Artist Lectures. Those are super great. All of the events are online, so they're in California. You could join us. And that actually leads me to answer how we've responded to the pandemic. We've developed a blended plus learning experience. It's a hybrid learning. It allows for student access to on-campus tools to provide opportunities for an all-encompassing safe experience. Some campus resources available by appointment through our mobile app include the sewing lab, the fab lab, the dark room, the library, wood shop, ceramics. So you're still gonna get all the great resources that come with an art school. The library, I included that because it has a student learning center, and we do offer free tutoring to students. Students will go in there for some of their liberal arts classes, help with writing. Maybe they'll be writing for a future scholarship, an internal scholarship. And so I just wanted to let you know that REMCAD does offer scholarships, several of them to our current students and incoming students. We have merit-based scholarships, academic, competitive. We also accept external scholarships, 529 plans, VA benefits, tuition assistance, and portfolio review scholarships. Additionally, we are an affordable tuition, so about the third of the cost of other art and design colleges. And when you get to the step of filling out your FAFSA, we have a fantastic financial aid team who will walk you through your financial options. No ACT or SAT required, because before this testing deal happened, we didn't feel it was a good gauge for the creative student. But we do require a portfolio. Don't get too nervous about that. An admissions counselor like Rick Einstein will help prepare you for success. He's on here. You could see his email there on the list. So go ahead, shoot him an email, write it down, follow us on Instagram, cruise through our website. And when you get to the open house page, go ahead and RSVP for 12/12/20 to meet the chairs of all the departments. And, you know, I hope that you have the desire to see more examples of how with collaboration and creativity, all things are possible. REMCAD would be thrilled to be part of your significant accomplishment of earning a BFA degree and anticipate you to inquire further with us. So best wishes and thank you for your attention.
Thank you. I know I've already learned so many great things about the institution so far, and we still have several to go. So next up is the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Hey everyone, how's it going? My name is Andrew and I'm your admissions counselor at University of Alaska Fairbanks. I'm based in Southern California to better help students like you. So let's get into it. Thanks for being here. So UAF is a small public research university, and we are based in Alaska's interior, so up here towards the center of the state. Now, being up here towards the middle of Alaska, you're going to be experiencing a particularly unique living environment, complete with snowy winters, varying amounts of sunlight, temperature lows of -40 and -50, and temperature highs of 80 and 90 in the summer when the midnight sun comes back. You're also going to have a chance to engage with Alaskan wildlife and even see the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights, right from campus. And I have done both of these things. I am a UAF alum, and I've seen moose on campus. I've seen moose outside my cabin, and I've also seen the Aurora Borealis many times, a lot of times just stepping outside my residence hall right on campus. I highly recommend taking a virtual tour with us, checking out some photos if you just feel like you need to see even more of Alaska after Tiffany and I present to you today on our respective schools. So at UAF, you're really going to be getting all the best parts of college, but in the farthest north US city. So you're going to live in a residence hall. You're going to have a roommate or several if you want them. You're going to have dining halls on campus. You're going to join student clubs and organizations or even start one of your own. You're going to attend movie nights, open mic nights, trivia nights, all at cafes and pubs on campus. And also, we are a 2-hour drive north of Denali National Park. So you'll reach out to our Nanook Recreations and rent equipment and get friends together and drive down to Denali to see the highest peak in the United States, which you can also see from UAF's campus, by the way, on a clear and sunny day. As you can see, we do have student traditions too, with a little bit of a twist. Our students like to snap a photo in front of our temperature sign when the temperatures reach -40. I have also taken this photo, but unlike these students who stripped down to bathing suits, I actually kept all of my clothes on because that's just how I am. But I have a feeling you would be a little bit bolder when you come to UAF. So just some highlights about what we have to offer for you. We actually offer 11 bachelor's degrees entirely online and at the in-state tuition rate. Because we are a relatively small campus with just over 5,400 students on our campus and a 10-to-1 student to professor ratio, you're going to be experiencing tightly knit classes, a lot of one-on-one time with professors and classmates, and you're going to start to know everybody on campus. You're going to start to know everybody in the city too, because Fairbanks is a relatively small town. So you're going to get the tightly knit community of, say, a small liberal arts college, but because UAF is a public research university, because we're a world leader in climate change and Arctic research, and we're a land, sea, and space grant university, you're also going to get the funding and the resources and the opportunities of a larger public research university. So you're really going to get the best of both worlds. And also, it's worth mentioning, we do give WUI for all. So since you're from California, you will get WUI, no GPA requirements. We also offer in-state tuition for military and veterans and a bunch of other scholarships. So at UAF, you're really going to find your major and so much more, whether you're looking for homeland security and emergency management, film and performing arts, digital journalism, psychology, justice, whatever it might be. You're going to find your major, but you're also going to be gathering experiences and stories that are going to make you the most interesting person in the room. Take it from somebody who graduated from UAF, who saw the aurora, who lived in a dry cabin, that's a cabin without running water, and lived in Alaska for several years. People are going to be interested by you. They're going to ask you questions, and we are going to help you stand out in that job interview because you made a bold and adventurous choice to attend UAF. So because we are a public research university, STEM majors are very popular at UAF. For example, if you are an electrical engineering major or a mechanical engineering major or an aerospace engineering minor, you will get to work at Poker Flats Research Range. That's right, we are the only university in the world to have our own private rocket launch site. If you are a wildlife biology and conservation major, you'll get to work directly with musk oxen and reindeer on campus at our large animal research station. And by the end of your wildlife biology degree, you'll actually have wildlife certification, and you can work to become a park ranger or a game warden. And then you can go on to apply for veterinary medicine school, which is highly competitive and requires experience with animals. And so those are just a few examples of the different resources we have on our campus for STEM majors. If you're interested in becoming a firefighter, but you can't find the work and field experience you want in the state of California, guess what? We actually have a fire academy and a university fire department and relationships with local fire stations. You can come up and work as a firefighter and make money and earn scholarships and even get your housing paid for as you're training to become a firefighter and getting experience in the field. And then you'll come back down to California where you'll have a much more competitive resume and application to become a firefighter in your home state. So these are the numbers that you're going to be looking at, a little over 13,000 for WUI tuition and fees, and then that in-state number, a little under 10,000 for our online degree programs and in-state tuition if you are the dependent of an active duty military member or a veteran. And tuition fees, housing, and meal plan is going to be a little under $24,000 with that WUI tuition. Remember, that's before financial aid and other scholarships. So applications are open right now. We are not requiring test scores. Do not worry about test scores with us. Please apply by June 15th. That is the last date that you can be considered for our merit-based scholarship, the Nanook Pledge, which you'll be considered for upon admission. My name is Andrew. Again, I'm your admissions counselor, a proud UAF alum and out-of-state student. Please reach out to me with any questions and go into Nooks.
Thank you, Andrew. Don't forget to put those important questions in the Q&A for our panelists tonight. Next up, you're going to get to hear from Weber State University.
Perfect. Everything working on that end?
Yes.
Excellent. I will go ahead and get started. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Abigail, Ashley, Genesis, and Luke for some of your time today. My name is Jeshua. I'm going to talk about Weber State University. Two big things, pro tips for you is common mistakes. So it's Jeshua instead of Joshua, and it's Weber State University instead of Weber State University. Both of those are messed up a lot. And if you get it wrong, well, I already forgive you. Let's continue here. So we're located in Ogden, Utah. Weber State is about 35 minutes north of Salt Lake City. And you can kind of see a relation to where we are at on the map, especially as the plane flies. Everything's pretty close. So about a 90-minute flight from where you guys are located. Originally, I'm actually from Iowa, so I'm also an out-of-state student as well. I'm actually from Ogden, Iowa. So that's a little snippet of an article that was my senior year of college, from Ogden, Iowa to Ogden, Utah to Weber State sent me to Graz, Austria that year. So there's tons of cool things that and stories I'd love to tell you if I had more time. A big theme here in Ogden is where outdoors go to downtown, or as we like to say, where mountain meets metro. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Downtown, we have plenty of things to do, whether it be indoor skydiving, surfing, arcades, bowling. I like the comedy club quite a bit. We're the second largest city in Utah after Salt Lake, and then it's no secret when it comes to outdoors, we have tons of stuff as well, whether you like whitewater, hiking, climbing, snow sports, or just the mountains in general. We have a lot of that. We're actually 30 minutes away from Powder Mountain, which is the largest ski and snowboard resort in North America, which is exceptionally fun. In terms of student life, there's plenty of things to do, whether it's getting involved with those outdoors, visiting our athletics, going outside, getting involved with clubs and organizations. And as an out-of-state student, this is what really connected me with the surrounding area in Utah and the university itself. With sports, we're a D1 school, conference champions in football the last 3 years. Our cheer and dance have been national champions last 2 years in a row. Softball wins it almost every year. And that's our student section right there, because apparently a group of Wildcats is referred to as a destruction. So whether sports is your thing or not, it's really, really fun to come cheer on our peers at our athletic events. We're divided out into 7 different colleges, anywhere from science, health profession, we're all over the place. This divides out into over 225 plus different majors and programs. We're really known for our health professions. We're the largest provider of nurses in the state of Utah and respiratory therapists. But man, our business school is booming as well. Those are our highest earners in our graduates. Engineering, arts and humanities. There are several directions you can go. So you can quickly pivot to one if you get a different interest, but there's a lot to consider on the board in terms of our majors. Here in Ogden, we actually don't have a community college. So we do this cool thing as a university within our flexibility to allow students to take class when they want to take class. In terms of COVID and everything, it's been a pretty easy pivot for us, transitioning to hybrid online courses and social distancing. Our classes were already small, and a lot of our classes were flexible online and hybrid and different evening courses. So we provide that especially. A big thing here on campus is affordability. If you look off to the far right there, graduating with little to no debt is obviously where we want to go, and we do that via our lower costs, academic scholarships, FAFSA, other scholarships, private scholarships, and then our students are really, really engaged, getting paid internships, work study, and other off-campus job opportunities that are paid. Now for sticker price for out-of-state tuition and fees, this is tuition and fees for fall and spring, is the price you see right there, but this is quickly reduced with our WUI program, which you guys would all qualify for. That brings it down. This is fall and spring combined plus fees. But another cool opportunity is also our academic scholarships that you also could be eligible for. Just make sure you're applying to Weber State by December 1st so you hit that priority deadline. What we do is line up your GPA and your ACT, and it'll converge on a color, and that color indicates your 4-year scholarship, anywhere from $7,500 to $9,000 a year for 4 years. So it quickly reduces our tuition. If you don't have a SAT or ACT to talk about at the moment, we're also considering those students as well. Housing options, we have 2, WACAC Village, University Village. One is more apartment style, one is more suite style. I've lived in both, I've loved both and made friends in both, and plenty to do there. In terms of applying, it's really easy to find it. It's just weber.edu/apply. Or if you forget that, just find our website, weber.edu, and it's one of the first things you see right there. For me, my information is right there. So I made a little bit of a cushion of time so you can whip out your phone or take a screenshot or whatever it may be. You can have my contact information, give me a call, give me an email. And in terms of social media, we're getting into Weber all over the place, whether TikTok is your thing, Twitter, Instagram, that social media account's actually dedicated for the incoming student, whether you're a junior or senior in high school, or if you're a freshman in college right here. It's for those groups of students. So awesome. Make sure you get a picture of that. And I think I'm all done on my part. So I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Our final presentation tonight will be from the University of Alaska, Anchorage.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my living room. My name is Tiffany Vigiano, and I'm your regional representative from the University of Alaska, Anchorage. So let me tell you a little bit about UAA. So at UAA, we appreciate and value the significance of our unique location in South Central Alaska. The ancestral homelands of the Denali, Athabaskan, Adnet Athabaskan, Alutiiq, Sugpiaq, and Eyak peoples. We consider ourselves to be in the urban wild. So we have more national park than any other state. We're among the top campuses for some extreme sports like snowboarding, skiing, but also fishing, frisbee golf, kayaking, rafting, even berry picking. We have 100+ miles of trail that intertwine around the city. And you can even take a weekend trip to see those glaciers and northern lights that Andrew was talking about. But we also are part of a city of 300,000 people. So we're also urban. And that's great because you have access to things like shopping, concerts, festivals, and much more. Importantly, the state's major airport is in town, so it's actually faster to fly to Anchorage than it is to drive across the state of California. We're also committed to balancing quality and affordability. So we are ranked #1 for long-term return on investment amongst our peer institutions. And we think that part of that is because we maintain an excellent student to faculty ratio of 16:1, which means that about half of your classes end up having less than 20 students. And those small class sizes mean that you can get involved in some pretty exciting research that's happening at UAA. It prepares you for graduate school. And you can do that in our 5 distinct colleges. So we have distinct colleges of business and public policy, where you'll find degrees in things like economics or global logistics. Arts and sciences, so you could study natural sciences with an environmental emphasis. You could study justice or arts. We also have distinct colleges for engineering, and health is also a distinct college. And then our final college is community and technical education. And across all of these colleges, you'll be able to get that hands-on research or hands-on knowledge that we really value at UAA. And if you're not really sure what you want to major in, then that's totally fine as well. Exploratory studies is one of our most popular freshman majors. We have over 100 degrees, and so you'll find plenty of ways to explore your academic passions. One thing I love to highlight for our Californian out-of-state students is our WUI tuition. And my colleagues talked a little bit about that tonight. And as you can see, WUI tuition is an excellent deal for y'all. It actually has the potential to save you money. You can attend the University of Alaska Anchorage for potentially less than the University of California. You do want to consider other financial aid, but that's pretty impressive considering that myth that going out of state is more expensive. And as Andrew mentioned, similar at the University of Alaska Anchorage, we aren't going to require any specifics for you to qualify for this WUI tuition. So you're coming from California and you're eligible. You don't have to consider your program or any complicated charts or your SATs. In fact, we aren't looking at SATs when we're just making our admissions decisions. And we're looking for adventurous students at the University of Alaska Anchorage. And so as an adventurous student, you might also be interested in some other opportunities for adventure that the University of Alaska Anchorage can offer you. So I like to highlight our exchange programs. Exchange is really great when you're thinking about study abroad because it controls that tuition cost. So you'll be paying something close to the University of Alaska Anchorage cost while you're in a completely different place. And we have an exchange partnership with the North to North program. And the University of Alaska Anchorage is one of a few universities in the US that's allowed to participate. And this is specifically for Arctic research. But if you want to study in somewhere a little bit warmer, we have exchanges abroad for that as well. And we also have national student exchange. So consider taking a semester and going to Hawaii or Puerto Rico or Las Vegas. And 6 minutes isn't a lot of time, so I invite you to come learn more about us. This is just barely touching the surface of all of the amazing opportunities that await you at UAA. You can schedule a one-on-one with an admissions counselor. We call it a green and gold visit. So just Google that and you should be able to find it. You can also take your own virtual tour. And we have an upcoming event, Academic Preview Day, on October 28th. If you attend, then you can be entered to win a scholarship and you have to register by October 23rd. And stay in contact with me. I look forward to helping you all become future Seawolves.
Tiffany, you're totally right. 6 minutes does go by really fast. I know that you'll agree with me, audience, and that these presentations were fantastic. I'd now like to invite my colleagues, panelists, to turn back on their cameras and share either maybe a piece of advice that they have for seniors right now and their families. Maybe you'd like to share a fun fact about your institution. Maybe it's a campus tradition, or maybe you'd like to answer one of the questions that came in the Q&A live. It's totally up to you. So we'll start in the order that you presented with Colorado Mesa.
Great, thank you. I think my advice for you guys would just be, no matter where you go, no matter what interests you, get involved on your college campus. This is really how you're going to meet your new community and really feel that sense of community on your campus. So get involved even if you aren't into doing that right now, maybe.
Fantastic advice. Lori?
Hi. So my advice is to find out what you really love to do, your passion, because when you're attending class, when you're working, you'll love what you're doing.
That is definitely the truth. Juliet?
So I think my advice would be, if you have a slight interest in art and design, follow that, because when the pandemic hit, you saw all these companies scrambling, trying to figure out how to reach their audience. And a lot of that was with visual communication through graphic design and web design. Think about how much video games are being played these days. Game art design is one of the areas of study that we offer, as well as animation to entertain individuals. And so I really think that the artists and the creators are the ones that are making a difference and are able to really move quick and kind of think on their feet and have their finger on the pulse of what's hot and what's new, and really understand how to connect with people in a different way when the traditional way is kind of obsolete and it's not available. Here we go. We got artists and designers stepping up.
Thank you, Juliet. Andrew, fun fact or advice, distinction, tradition?
Yeah, I wish I could give them all, but I guess my advice would be I think you should follow, if you're interested in schools, follow those schools on Instagram and social media, especially if your school is sharing student stories. Uh, you can listen to us admission counselors, even if some of us are alum, tell our stories and everything. But the one way you're really, really going to find out what life is like on campus and what life is like in your major in that program is going to be to learn what other students are doing and even connect with those students. And shameless plug, we do that on UAF's Instagram. So follow us at UAF Admissions. And yeah, I think connecting with current students is the best way to find out if our school would be a good fit for you.
And while many schools are open for a limited number of visitors, some schools aren't, but there's lots of virtual opportunities. Like Andrew said, there's great ways to follow on social media, YouTube, to really get the personality of the institution. And Joshua.
Yes, thank you. I have a lot, but one that I would tell you that helped me quite a bit is your professor isn't just a person that gives you a good or a bad grade. They're there to be a mentor and to really teach you about the next phase of life. Not only that, but eventually they're going to be a reference and help you get on to the next thing after the fact. So make sure you treat them as such, and as tempting as it is to slip out of the classroom once the class is done, I would encourage you to stay that extra 5-minute cushion to make sure they know your name and you know their name, obviously, and you can make that establishment.
Great advice. And finally, Tiffany.
I would just suggest stepping outside of your comfort zone. Undergrad is an excellent time to do that. You can go somewhere that you've never been, and you don't necessarily have to stay there, but it'll help you grow as a person because college is about growth, and that growth happens easier if you're somewhere that's a little bit uncomfortable for you.
Great advice. And I'll share a little piece of advice. And you got to see from and hear from these wonderful professionals. You probably realized that your family was there to support you. You had school counselors there to support you, maybe older siblings or cousins to support you, but maybe you didn't realize that you had these professionals at every single one of the institutions that you're really serious about, there to answer your questions and walk you through the process. So don't take them for granted. Make sure that you do ask them your questions. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. As you close out your window tonight, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We hope that you'll give us some feedback. Sign up for more sessions because there's still lots happening. And this recording will be available within about a week on that same website where you registered. So have a good one and best wishes to your college search. Bye.